Hello, welcome back. I'm going to talk about my book King Paimon and about Paimon in general in this recording. It is a very beautiful book. I speak in every recording in this playlist about the book. It is a playlist made especially for the book called King Paimon, the Lord of the Abyss, the Lord of the Endless Silence, written by me, Anaiz Giulia. I'm the author of the book, and you can find it on Amazon internationally if you're interested in reading it or buying it. And there is in paperback, so in book format to buy, or in Kindle if you want to read it on your phone. It is a very large book. I will not speak necessarily in this recording about the book because I did in many other recordings. I will focus mainly on Paimon and some new input or some new ideas that can come through. And Paimon wants to talk today about the door. So about something like the entrance, or sometimes the door is hidden. Sometimes we don't know where, if there is a door, if there's almost to say the door is black. No, we don't see the door and we think it's not there. But Paimon teaches that not everything what is in front of our eyes is true, and even the other way around. Some things we are not able to see. No, because it is hidden, it is black, or simply we are not able to see. So the things that we are not able to see, no, it's not to say it's not real or it doesn't exist just because we are not able to see it. Humans always have a certain way to be very egocentric. No, it's always always from our point of view. If we don't see it, it means it doesn't exist. If we see it, it means it's there. Like very black and white. But going back to the black door, and say, well, the door is there. Even if you're not able to see it, it doesn't mean it's not there. So it's almost to say the reality. It's very elusive, no? It's very, almost to say, illusion and reality, sometimes they are combined. And illusion doesn't exist, so even the illusion is true. That's what Paimon says. Illusions are true. It's part of the magician work, no? To create things in the physical that may seem as an illusion, but of course they are not. They are created by the magician, no? By its power. Another thing, it's almost to say, in one of my visions, it's almost, well, something can appear as a color, as a vision, as an image, or it can appear as a sound. And to be honest, if somebody was there and I will ask, do you hear that? Maybe they will not. Probably they will not. Most probably not. But I can hear it, no? It's almost to say, well, if one has some external powers, or it's not to say, maybe it's not even coming from me, no? Maybe it's something that Paimon is giving to me or teaching me or showing me. My relationship with Paimon, since I have written the book, it is for life, no? This is how I connect with Paimon and I see him as real. So it does happen that I hear music, mostly when I take a bath or I take a shower, or sometimes just sitting in my room. Sometimes I hear music and it's not any type of music, it's a special type of music that I can recognize. It is from Paimon. Sometimes he showed me the visions now that I had. Some I have already talked about, which I have included in the book, and in many of these recordings I have talked about the visions that I had, and some visions I didn't talk about because, as I said, I want to keep them secret. And but I can talk a little bit, not necessarily to describe the vision, but some lessons from it, or how something that I can share. It's something about the fabric of our reality, no? It's almost to say how when things appear in our reality, but we know it is not from this reality, no? Because it's almost to say it's something extraordinary, something that comes from another source, another power. It is real. It happened in different ways to many people, no? Sometimes from God too as well, no? There are some images or words or things that we can hear. Me, sometimes I hear music, I hear songs that I try to sing back, almost to say back, yes, I hear it, I recognize it, even if when it happens I keep very still and I'm very, very quiet. I almost like my breath is very, very soft. It's almost I make myself silent so I can hear it, and there is not a big reaction that comes from me. Sometimes I get excited, especially if it comes from Paimon. It's like, wow, I get very happy, like almost jiggly now, like a child. And sometimes the things that he has showed me have been, to be honest, really breathtaking. At the same time, very highly intellectual, highly cryptic, and highly evolved. And I was almost in awe. I try to understand as much as possible, and afterwards I could not understand really what was the meaning. I was trying to find the meaning, but Paimon is teaching too as well that the meaning is not important. It's not always about the meaning. Maybe the vision had a different point or a different reason why it appeared. It's not always to intellectualize everything. That's almost to say one goes away from the mind, even if it is a mental exercise. Vision appears in the mind, almost it is shown not in front of my eyes, at the same time almost like, say, in a crazy way, back of my eyes. It's something that is shown to me that I know it's not physically there, but I'm able to see it. That's why I call them vision, because they are very visuals. They are visuals. That's the idea. The music as well. It is a way that Paimon communicates through sounds. There's always music where he appears. There's always sounds. He never appears without sounds or music, only if it is required of him in a more solemn or a different type of connection to Paimon. But in general, he always appears with music and sounds. Sometimes can be sounds of the water, like tricklet of water when the water is falling, that type of sound, like a little waterfall, but very soft. It's always very soft, it's very elegant, it's very beautiful. And sometimes you hear music, which is very type of music is very jiggly. It's very like cymbals and different instruments playing together. It's very childlike. It's very beautiful. It's a certain type of music. It's like instrumental, and you hear the sounds, and it's like happiness. That's the feeling the music gives, a feeling of happiness. Going back to the black door, as I've said, Paimon works with repetition, and sometimes if he gives you a vision, that vision will never leave you. It's almost to say you're always going to be able to remember it, and sometimes you are going to remember it and get different energy or different feeling or different idea from it. There's a reason why it appears again. In the same time, one can go even deeper, and in the meaning. In some visions, if he shows one vision in particular that I don't want to say which one, it appeared, it was very soft, it was very opening of the heart, of the mind type of vision, and I didn't react at all. I just looked at it, and I found it so beautiful, and almost like I tried to touch it with my hand in the air, of what I was seeing, and it appeared 2 times very shortly, and I was really able to see something in the air. It was really very, very, very interesting, very beautiful, and I'm not forcing the answer. I'm not running after the answer. I'm trying not to intellectualize everything. I just enjoy it as a child. That's how I do it. And at the same time, I like to focus on it with my mind and with my eyes. And I'm trying to enjoy it again, to repeat it again in my mind, to see it again, and maybe hopefully I can understand it better. And the knowledge that Paimon teaches, it is very high knowledge. it is meant it to be like that, not to be understood fully, because the purpose of it is not to be understood with the mind. That's the purpose. That's what Paimon is teaching. So if the door is closed, Paimon says, well, it is closed for a reason. It is meant for it to be closed. It doesn't make any sense for me to, try to open it, bang on the door and force myself in. No, that would be very, very foolish. And it's for no point. If things are closed, if something is open, or maybe there is no door. No, even at the same time, Paimon teaches, even if there is no door, it doesn't mean you have to enter. So the door has different meaning. It can be understood even in a symbolistical way what the door means. No. The same with the window, no? Or there's always a connection with something new. A door is always like a trespassing, no? It's a liminal space, no? That once you step through, something is new, something has changed, and you find yourself in a different place. Some of the space or some of the rooms that one can meditate on, you almost like you can create them in your own head, in your own meditation, and you can see yourself, you can put yourself through your mind in that place, no? And it is not physical in the material way, but it is physical because you are there. There's always two parts, or even more, when one works with Paimon. Things are not black and white, no? He always shows more choices. He always shows a plenitude of choices, a plenitude of something, a plenitude of elements, no? As I've said, there's always elevation with Paimon. There is always more. There's always something to choose from. He can even show you 3 objects, or 3 scenarios, or 3 situations, or 3 gifts. You can say which one you want to choose. No, there's 1, 2, 3. Which door, or which present, or which gift, or which thing you're going to focus on. In the same time, he likes to be very strict and very correct, and it's like we have to choose one. No, you cannot. He doesn't like chaos. He doesn't like, greediness. 1, 2, 3, and 100 and 1,000. It's not about that type of more. When I speak about elevation or plenitude, no, it's like, well, you choose one and then you work one. No, you go step on step. No, step forward after. No, the way you walk one step after another. There is not necessarily a jumping through it. No, that's not the purpose of the exercise. He teaches to one how to be careful, how one to understand the world, and how one to understand himself or herself, how to protect yourself, how to be protective of who you are, or the things that, the unique things that one carries. He celebrates the uniqueness in me, to say, well, there is a reason why he's teaching me or why he's showing me things. And it's almost like you have to fit the bill. You have to have the characteristics and a certain evolution and a certain cleanness of the soul, and a certain creative and imaginative powers, and certain almost to say humbleness, or different parts of your character that has to fit the bill. If it doesn't fit the bill, there's no work to be done. Paimon is not going to work with you, no? There is necessarily, or if you necessarily want, no, and say, well, maybe there are some elements that I have to still work on. Maybe the book can be helpful, or maybe my recordings can be helpful, no? And if you really feel it in your heart, and if you really want it, it's going to happen. You are able to do it, no? It's not like Paimon is giving up on somebody, but he's very specific about what has to be fulfilled until he can step into the picture, no? As I've said, Paimon is a genius. He is a genius creator, no? He's very high level. It is not, I don't even want to call it, as I've said, esoteric, blah, 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 spiritual. This is all a cartoon network for Paimon. This is, that's why I really recommend the book. One really has to understand who Paimon is before even talking about Paimon. This is not, and you can even do your own research, no? It's not to say you don't have to believe me. Do your own research, no? If it's something that interests you, if you want to work with Paimon, if you want to, you feel this is something, part of your life, or path of your wish, of your desire, no? But as I've said, for good reasons, no? There is nothing evil or bad in this way, no? It's not to say, I want to, I don't know, get this or get that. No, of course it's possible, but as I've said, step by step. There's no rush when working with Paimon. No, he's king. You're not going to rush Paimon to do anything. And that's a beautiful thing, no? Because the way, I don't want to say the way you treat others, well, in our real world, let's call it real, it's not equal, no? It's not fair to say, well, if I treat others well, they are going to treat me well. Most of the time it's the other way around. But with Paimon, there is this fairness, there is this rule, no? You have to understand how to treat Paimon, and then you know how to treat your own self, how to be boss, let's call it like that, or how to be king or queen in your energy, but not the fake type of queen. Oh, I'm queen, oh, I'm king. That's all BS. So this is almost like I enter in a room and I put my feet in the mud. That's the energy is very low, no? Paimon doesn't like that. Paimon is not about the ego. It has nothing. If I'm speaking about king, I'm just trying to represent the energy of it. It's not about the ego to say, well, I am better, I am this, I am that, I have this, I have done this, I am so good. Oh no, this is disgusting. That's what Paimon says. This is low. This is low vibration, very, very low vibration. As I said, Paimon is high vibration. He's a genius, and there are so many things that I can talk about Paimon, and I will, no, to represent his energy even more. And I almost hear, no, there are some elements, no, of many people thinking they have succeeded, no, but it's such a nasty type of energy. It's so dirty, it's so nasty, but not in a good way, no. It's almost that's a certain type of evil, no. Paimon doesn't like that, and one has to be careful, no, because it's I don't know exactly, no? We say, well, he doesn't like that, and maybe he's even going to change something, no? To say, well, if there is an injustice, Paimon is going to take charge. And in the book, the way that Paimon is represented, and the way it is true as well. Now, I've represented Paimon in his true colors, in his true dominion, his true power, as much as I could. No, it's like a part of his biography. No, it's just a book. I cannot write 100,000 pages about, because the subject is very large. Okay, Paimon is very large. It's whatever he represents, no, it is almost to say endless. There's infinite power to Paimon. That's the truth. Infinite, and that's the truth. The infinite is the truth, not the limits, no? He represents himself mostly, walking. He is a traveler. He walks through different places on earth, and wherever he goes, wherever he meets, whoever he meets, he always brings help and good and fortune and positive things. He is a giving spirit, a giving man, Paimon, and he's very, very good. I'd say he's very just. It's like a just king, like just presence in him, and he likes to help. He's always going to help those in need, the good souls, the souls that he knows. And Paimon is able to read through souls. You cannot fool Paimon. He's able to hear in the silence. So it means he hears even your deepest thoughts. Not only hears, he knows. In one blink, he's able to know everything about one. That's why you cannot fool Paimon, no? And that's the beautiful thing. I think it's a wonderful quality of Paimon, no? And he can even ask that, no? Say, well, he wants to see everything. He wants to read, no? In that way, no? And he travels through the desert, different villages, and he always brings music, he always brings good fortune. He's a good omen, he's a good king, and he helps, no? He shares his wisdom, he shares his throne, he shares his power, he shares his richness, he shares his everything, no? What he is, he represents. Just by him passing through that place, there's almost to say a very good omen for that place, for those people, no? That's very much Paimon, how he is and what he represents. At the same time, his energy is very undisturbed. Of course, he's a traveler. He always travels on his camel, on his dromedare. Everything he needs is around him, with him, no? He has a lot of musical instruments. Paimon loves music. He's a genius, a musical genius, no? As I said, always music connects Paimon, represented Paimon very much, but as I said, a certain type of music, okay? I'm not speaking about a certain modern genre. It is a Paimon music. And he has different, as I've said, as a king, many different objects that he carries with, all magical. Paimon is a magician. And he carries gold, he carries different amulets, or how you call them, jewelry, different magical powers. Some things are hidden, some things are shown. There's always some type of elements like that with Paimon as well. No, it is not ostentative in a negative way, but one can observe he's king, no? Sometimes he shows himself in this light, sometimes he shows himself in a dark robe or a green robe, almost hidden, no? There's another element of Paimon. As I've said, the way you see him, it's representative as well for that part of that meaning of that point in time. Everything has a meaning, okay? If he appears with a robe, it is a more sacred, more I say almost Roman style, no? That's actually his true appearance. It is blackness, no? It is a robe. You are not able to see him, you see his presence. In the same time, he carries this human form as well, no? This eternal child or eternal man that travels, journeys, no? Through the world, through deserts, through different places, and he's very much connected to the desert, to the Middle East, to the Arabian deserts, no? It's very much Paimon. At the same time, Paimon too had an evolution of his own being, okay? It is almost to say, Paimon has evolved as well, okay? Paimon is, if I was to represent him now where he is, from knowledge point of view, or from his wisdom, or from his genius, he is very far away in the future. No one can reach Paimon. Only if he wants, he will appear. He doesn't need to do anything, okay? He is very, very evolved, very, very far away. In the same time, he always was. The evolution of him is not to say he was less before and more now. That would be a mistake. He always was who he is. But he chose different parts of himself, no? To journey through the desert or through our world for specific reasons. That was his choice. He didn't have to do it. At the same time, the other vision and how he appears in the book very much, it is on his throne, in his throne, on his throne, in his room, in his chamber. That's how he appeared the first time to me. At the same time, there is no time and space for Paimon. He can travel between that, okay, between these worlds or others and so on. But there is a place where he is, but he's a traveler. That's a synonym that I will give Paimon, a traveler. And one of the vision he showed me, even now through this recording, makes me think, I get new ideas. I will not speak about the vision itself. I don't want to. There's almost to say, well, at this point I cannot. But he's a traveler. That's the only thing I can say. He's a traveler. And it's very much connected to the past as well with the future. That's another thing that I can say. Paimon is all combining, all, almost like the number one, which is the highest number. Number one is the highest number, so it's the first number, no? Mathematics, of course, 1 is 1, it's only 1, but if you think in another way, 1 is the highest number. because one is one, it's the eternal, it's the one, it's the first, it's the oldest, it's the it's very much connected to what I'm saying now, to Paimon, there's always a circle coming back, Paimon says you cannot be something that you have never been, you always have been the same, it's also say there's only one soul, and it's like, well, even if I travel around and I have created this experience and this life and so on, you cannot renegade yourself. That's even the fact in a negative way. Now I say, well, if you betray your own soul and you do this travel and maybe you have a success in this, you will be ashamed of your own self, because when you come back to your own self, you'll see that you cheated on yourself, you have lied to yourself of who you are, you have betrayed yourself for others, you have, they say, well, one is the eternal soul, I'm not going to betray myself for others. It doesn't matter what others believe of me, it doesn't matter what others think of me, I will always stay true to myself. That's another thing what Paimon teaches. He's very, very very much about the one, about the line, about the strength that comes from it. That's the true dominion, that's the true power, you yourself, the true power is not on the outside, all the jingle bellies, all the little golden fleckers, all the come here, the red balloons, come here, yellow, here's blue, come, and say, well, you can go, but you have to know who you are, don't betray yourself, You can have experience at the same time, be sure when you come back to yourself that you're not going to be ashamed of yourself. That's another thing that Paimon teaches. As I've said, Paimon is a strict teacher, but rightly so. He's righteous. Paimon is righteous, I'm very happy that I've written this book, and I've, I got closer to, through writing a book, of course, I get very close to my subject, or to my character, even if to say Paimon is not a fictional character. But even if in a book it's a fictional character, I get very close to their own story. For me, it is real. The feeling and the elements of the story. It's well, maybe it is real. Maybe a woman, has lived this story. Maybe this already has happened, or maybe it's going to happen. I don't try to make always a huge separation between things. I accept them as they are, that's another beautiful thing I guess I have, but the elements of to say more, it doesn't delete the number one, to say, well, if that's my choice, why is that wrong, if that choice comes from the heart, and it's something beautiful, it's something that it's helpful, he always speaks about real or not, so well, it's not so much about what is real and what is not real, at the same time one can say what is helpful, sometimes even a lie can be helpful. To say, well, if I found, Paimon says, if he finds a woman in the desert and she's crying and needs of help, he's going to help her. He's going to tell her the things she needs, and he's going to, help with anything, even if it's just a sentence with that moment is not true, that sentence creates that truth, and say, well, it is not true now, but it can be true later, so it actually is not a lie, time changes things as well. It's another thing that Paimon teaches. As I've said, one can learn from Paimon, I think 1 million years and still will not be enough. That's the amount of knowledge that it's not even about the numbers. That's what I want to say. Everything what I say is just for one to give the energy back, or what I'm trying to explain, that it makes sense. To say, well, I just hit one number, but it is infinite. The knowledge of Paimon is infinite. As I've said, he is too evolving as well, so there is no stop. There's an infinite power, infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom, infinite life, infinite. It's always about eternity, eternal knowledge or eternal wisdom and so on. There's very much Paimon, so even when I call him a genius, it's too little for Paimon. It's almost like, well, my language, it's limited. Our language is limited. We all know that, Language is a construct. Well, we have 32 letters in the alphabet. Let's combine them. Let's make the words. And, they are so I don't know, 20,000, 30,000, I don't know, words or sentences combined, blah, 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 blah. But it's limited. It's not infinite. Language is not, it's a very constructed world. It's a constructed material, the way our world is as well. Paimon is not he's out of this world. He's part of our world, but he transcended our world. Maybe in the same time, he always was from the beginning now, almost like he sometimes chooses to appear in our world, but as I've said, Paimon is eternal, and he has different facets, no, in different powers and different. It's almost to say, almost like when you look at the stars in the night sky, you know, that's the feeling that I can describe for Paimon as well. That's the feeling he gives me. There's endless possibilities, endless vast. You know, just even the blackness of the sky is very much connected to Paimon, no? And then you see the stars. His power is very, very tremendous, very, very beautiful, no? And almost to say, well, those stars have so much meaning, and Paimon loves each one of those stars, no? And he represents that vastness, that endless possibility in life, no? Because it is infinite, it is endless. It is, no? That's the beautiful the beautiful fact, not only a feeling, no, that Paimon teaches and represents and wants to give, no, as knowledge, no, and to say, well, the endless sky, the endless, you know, darkness of the night sky. It is so beautiful, no? There's something beautiful about the endlessness, about the darkness. There is beauty in the darkness as well, no? We don't have to always, when I say darkness or anything dark, we have to synonym-wise combine it with evil. Oh my God, it's dark, it's evil. No, it's so stupid. What the word evil means? We know in our world what evil means, but there's nothing to do with that. Darkness is not evil, and darkness is actually beautiful. No, this the darkness of the sky, or the unknown, the part from the endless part from all possibility comes. Now, if you think of the darkness of the earth, now there's the germination process of from where something can sprout, something can grow. That type of darkness I'm talking about. I'm not speaking of darkness in correlation to evilness. Now, say, well, light and love, dark and evil. No, it's like a cartoon. It's like imprinted in our heads, like in a cartoon that we are not able to, you know, change the disc. No, we're like brainwashed and say, well, dark, ooh, you know, spooky, now it's dark, it's the night, and it is almost to say, almost imprinted in our soul. Now, when you're a child, you're scared to move in the dark, you're scared of the dark, the darkness, the unknown is so scary. Now one has to push himself out of that criteria and understand, no, from like what is the reality of our world, no. In the same time, you know, this is more coming from me, but Paimon doesn't teach in this way. Paimon teaches through visions, through music, through different type of cryptic images or visions or anything like that. His way to teach is very beautiful, but as I've said, he is a strict teacher. Okay, there is no fooling around with Paimon. There is no, almost say, not even laziness. No, he clears out all those negative thoughts or negative criteria or negative parts, almost like the gray matter. No, cleans that out, and it's very beautiful when something can be very dark and something can be very light. No, one can work very well with these two elements, even in a scientific way or in a like a physicist will do. No. You say, well, at least we cleared out the gray matter. Now we have these two elements. Now they are separated. Like, well, the darkness is very dark. It's even in the book, the way Paimon represents himself, he speaks about I am the blackness. The dark clay of time. That's what Paimon represents. I say there's a specific stone, that is very, very black. Now it's I have a little lapsus obsidian, the black obsidian. That's the even darker than that. It's very much Paimon, of course. But as I said, it's not the darkness of evil or demon or it's, as I said, Paimon is so evolved. It's not even about that, okay? It's just our human brains chit-chatting with one another and say, well, if it's black, it must be evil. Oh, I'm so scared. It must be a demon. Oh, let me run away. Oh, God, save me, It's not. Paimon is not that, okay? It has nothing to do with that. It is the element of beginning, of truth. That's what the blackness represents. You have to see things in a symbolistical way. To say, look, everything in our world, every object, every number, everything you see, it has a meaning. One can understand a meaning, but one has to be very clever how you read a message and how you read. No, we don't want to lose ourselves and go into insanity. I would say, well, there is a part where I can look at an object or look at an area and I can read the energy, or I can get information from that place just by looking what I see in that moment. No, the eyes are an important tool. No, there's an important tool in that moment for that exercise. Sometimes no eyes and say, well, I'm in the darkness, I close my eyes. That's even a more powerful tool. That's what Paimon teaches. It's a different type of magic. It's I say, well, if I call it dark magic, it's so scary. It's another symbolistic word to say, well, when I close my eyes, there's the darkness, When I go to sleep, I close my eyes. That is the darkness, There's a certain, I say, softness to it, a serenity, a calmness. And that where is the part where things can come, the truth can come to light. From that part, truths come to light. Okay? And if you are honest, you say, well, I am searching for the truth. If there's nothing else that I want, I would say, well, everyone say love is the highest, love is the highest. Yeah, love is wonderful, but it's not the highest. Truth is higher than love. Wisdom is higher than love. Has to be. It has to be, And I say has to be, but I would say it doesn't take away anything from love if I don't put it first, It doesn't take anything. Love is love, and no one can take anything from love away, But if I was to choose, well, I say, well, love is beautiful, but truth, love without truth is a lie, It's not love anymore, So truth is higher than love, And there's, they speak about the 4 daughters of God. One is truth, one is mercy. I think love is not even there. I think it's all about truth, something about mercy. Well, I have to read again. I forgot, but to say, well, even in God's eyes, truth is the number one, Truth. Very much connected to wisdom as well, To be able to distinguish lies from truth. That's a very important, I would call it magical or a power that God gives, some humans, the power of discernment, to be able to speak truth, to be able to see people for who they are. It's not an easy lesson. I never said it's easy, but to say, well, I can see who is a liar, I can see who is telling me the truth, I can discern between truth and lies. That's very, very important as well, especially if you're seeking wisdom, And say, well, I'm not going to believe everything I read is true, or I have to filter it, I have to understand it, I have to take from it what is mine or what I need from that, At the same time, it has to be all about truth. It's always about the intention behind it. Even if to say, well, I got so rich, I have this, I have that. If the intention, and let's go back to the number one, you go back to your own soul and you say, well, I don't recognize myself because I sold myself for that money. It's worth nothing. It's going to crumble. It's going to crumble down like nothing, like little sands. And even if it stays, well, that's another thing that Paimon teaches, him being eternal, he has seen kingdoms, the highest, the richest, the most powerful kingdoms of the world that you can imagine, and they all crumble down. and Paimon is still standing. Why? Because he carries the truth, he carries the wisdom, because Paimon is not someone or something that will fall for the material, golden this or that, whatever the world has to offer us. No, he is higher than that. He is more evolved than that. Okay, and Paimon is, in this moment where I'm talking, in a very, very, very developed, high. I must be honest, there are not even words to describe, okay, the power of Paimon, where Paimon is. And to say, well, the camel may be slow, but the camel will always bring you to water, and camel is always through, and camel is very resistant, and camel is very strong, camel is very wise, no? And say, well, why you don't take a horse? A horse is faster. Yes, it's faster, but it tires faster as well, no? It's always about the wisdom behind every word. That's what Paimon teaches. Thank you so much. This has been a very nice recording. 40 minutes have passed as 4 minutes, and I'm going to continue in another reading, talking about lessons or different lessons from Paimon, and about my book. Of course, it's all connected to my book, as I've said. You can find it on Amazon if you want to buy. If this is a subject that interests you, you can learn more from Paimon by reading the book. You connect yourself with Paimon more, or if not, just if you're interested, you can always continue to listen to my recordings speaking about Paimon in general, about my book. But if you're interested in buying the book, it's called King Paimon, Lord of the Endless Silence, the Lord of the Abyss, written by me, Anais Giulia. I'm the author. You can find it on Amazon internationally. You can order it. It doesn't matter which country you are. You can buy it online. You can receive it at home and enjoy it. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time. Bye.